Sorry for the brief disruption, everybody. We had some technical difficulties, and we had to switch cameras. Taking the place of Matthew now is Michael Eulenhake. Please do not try to pronounce that name or spell it. All right, now back to our show.
Yeah, good evening, Michael. Glad to have you here tonight.
Good to be here.
I guess last couple sessions we've been talking about Calvinism. There are some that argue that Calvinism is heretical in and of itself, and yet we've talked about what you guys believe is heretical. How do you respond to the accusation that Calvinism is heretical?
Well, Calvinism has more of a historical record with the church, if you want to look at heresy, and it has true biblical support. If you want to go with heresy, you'd have to look at what true historic Christianity has taught and believed throughout the history of the church. If you look in the early church, even before Catholic gave way to its perversion and its heresy, the issue between Calvin and Arminius was actually settled ages before that between Augustine and Pelagius.
Yeah. So you're saying these issues have been, or they're being re-brought up. I mean, it seems like the fight just continues and continues. Is that correct?
Yes, it does. Satan really has no new tricks, no new heresies, but rather just resellings of old ones. Nowadays we get a new spin on Arminianism that's different than Jacobus Arminianus's Arminianism. Nowadays, because the original Arminianism taught total depravity. It had a different understanding of total depravity, but it was the point they had in common to an extent.
Okay.
Nowadays, it's still an issue that a lot of Arminianists have a problem with.
So they don't believe in entirely total depravity, is what you're getting at?
Right, they don't, which they actually believe is a form of semi-Pelagianism, or if not complete Pelagianism. Yeah. Pelagius taught that man was inherently good, and would, on his own, be able to seek and pursue godly things and pursue righteousness apart from God. Semi-Pelagianism teaches that man is inherently neutral and able to go either evil or good. Yeah. And that's the way most of American evangelical Christianity sees people now.
Now, what about the license plates in God We Trust? They're pretty common these days. I mean, is it safe to assume that everyone that has an In God We Trust license plate is saved and on their way to heaven?
Absolutely not.
But they have a license plate that says In God We Trust, and if they're trusting God, are they not?
Well, there are many who will say, Lord, Lord, at the end of time, and God will say, Jesus will say to them, depart from me, you wicked person, I never knew you.
But isn't that kind of harsh to the people that are going to be sent away?
Well, yeah, it's harsh, but they're getting what they deserve. What's bad about, what's hard to understand for me is not that God would send any of us away or send any of us to hell, even those of us who call on Him. It's that He would let any of us in, because we are so evil and wicked and terrible. And I know myself, I'm the worst sinner that I know.
You're quoting Paul also. Apostle Paul also talked about the chief among sinners.
Right, exactly. I don't know anyone else's sin. I know my own sin, and I know my own heart. To know that it's amazing to me that God would let me in. That God would let any of us in at all is undeserved. So anyone who goes to hell is not getting unfair treatment. The ones who are getting in are getting unfair treatment.
Okay. Well, it seems tonight that our interview will have to be cut short due to time restrictions. I want to thank Mike for coming in tonight. Like I said, we will have you back again. Like I said, unfortunately, we will not be back next week on the air. Our host, Matthew Wilson, will be on vacation. He will be out of town, so we will be back in 2 weeks' time. Like I said, tune in. Have a great break. Hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. You do not indulge and eat too much, because obviously that's gluttony, and gluttony is obviously a sin. So, like I said, take care. Thank you again for coming. Until next time, you've been watching Religious Broadcast here at Matthew Wilson's.